Do you know how much plastics there is?
No, I would say.
Well, no, I would definitely say we don't know.
Except by subtraction.
Right.
We know how much we make.
Right.
We know how much we can find.
How many millions of cubic tons of plastic we produce?
We know how much we make, yep. And we
Yeah.
know how much we can find so far with our techniques. And we can find a lot less than we produce.
Yeah.
And what's a lot less?
1%.
Yes.
So we know of where 1% is of all the plastic that we produce.
Yes.
Right.
And the 99?
Well, there are different compartments, different hypotheses. We think probably at least some of it, we know some of it is caught up in the food chain, but there's a vast majority that is effectively missing.
Het plastic dat we in de oceaan kunnen vinden is maar een heel klein deel van al het plastic dat in de zee verdwenen is. 99% van het plastic afval is in kleine stukjes uit elkaar gevallen.
So what happens to all this plastic? I mean, it starts off with big barrels and plastic bags and stuff, right?
Right. Well, you can see, as in these examples here, it's a substrate in the ocean, so it immediately becomes a habitat. And these small, tiny pieces, we call it the plastosphere, and it's just a
plastosphere?
The plastosphere.
The biosphere, right,
Yeah.
is the living thin layer of life on the outside of our planet, us.
Yeah.
Well, the plastosphere is the thin layer of life on the outside of a piece of plastic like this.
Yeah.
So it's a small little biotope.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are the diatoms that we saw earlier.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Ook plastic dat schoon en glad lijkt, zit meestal vol met leven.
These are diatoms. They form their skeletons, if you will, of glass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they weigh it down, and that helps it sink down deeper into the water column, where we are not sampling. And then ultimately, those same sort of plastics can end up even further down. And so that particle will sink, and when it sinks, it becomes food again for an organism, because these particular types of cells produce volatile chemicals that actually cue organisms to eat them.
They smell nice.
They smell like food, exactly. After the fish has eaten it, it becomes buoyant again, potentially, and there it is up again. So the plastosphere is not this static community of microbes that is perpetually clinging, but it's one that's very dynamic and keeps changing, turning over, which makes it so difficult and interesting to study at the same time.